No Gallagher's High Flying Birds there, aka What a Life is the name of the track. And right now we have a special guest in the studio, a local musician who you probably be familiar with his music. He collaborates with, well, we'll find it, lots of different people. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello, my name's Andy Alston. Yes, have you heard of a band called Amitri?
I've heard of Amitri, just a little bit, a little bit, Andy. Tell me a little bit. Let's start with you.
Yeah, me. Aye.
So, full name, Andy, if you don't mind.
Andy Alston.
And
ALSTON.
Okay, and you're a musician.
Yeah. And a writer.
And a writer as well.
Mm-hmm.
I want to find out about your musical journey.
Sure.
And play some of your music today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But also, we'll not have enough time to fill in because you've got a very deep career here in music, Andy. You know what I mean? So we're not going to have a lot of time today to talk about it all.
Yeah.
But how did you get into being a musician? Tell us that.
Well, basically, I did a degree in maths and physics at Glasgow University. That I was really good at, and a postgraduate in that. But then at a time of just like, Amitri, where they'd been touring America, and then they got dropped from the record label in about 1986 or something like that. And I worked in this restaurant called the Spaghetti Factory, which is now Stravagan in the West End.
I was going to say, is that Byers Road?
It's near Byers Road. Okay. It's a really famous, place in a way where people like Claire Grogan get discovered by filmmakers and all that. Okay. Yeah, used to come in, and then Justin was a waiter in there, the singer.
Yeah.
And then there was a piano in there, and then I used to go and play the piano there, and then just somebody who's a waiter or whatever, a lead singer just goes like, oh, I can see that guy fitting in, to the band.
Wow.
And then they've been dropped, and then became quite big in America with Nothing Ever Happens and all that thing. Like I played all the keyboards and that way. Yeah.
So a happy accident. Were you considering a career in music at that time, or were you just
kind of? I did the physics thing, but then I couldn't really bother getting into physics. It was too boring. After I got my great degree, just like I want to work in music kind of thing. Yeah. Aye.
Piano, keyboard being your primary instrument, is that right, Andy? Always been a keyboard player?
Yeah, I can play other instruments.
Are you a pianist? Would you call yourself that?
Well, kind of, I'm self-taught
nice.
On piano, yeah.
Okay, so you decided one day, I'm going to learn this?
Yeah, and then I'm playing jazz in the cafe kind of world, I can do that, yeah.
Okay, amazing. So, you got into professional music from a happy accident.
Yeah.
And tell me about where else that's took you and some of the people that you've worked with.
Right, well, just so, recently we were touring with Simple Minds.
Big shout to Simple Minds.
Yeah, but then, where have we been recently? America, not with Simple Minds. We've been all over Europe with Simple Minds, but in the last year, done America, Australia, New Zealand, Europe.
Can I ask you to move your chair a wee bit to that side, please, just so the people can see you.
Yeah.
The other way, my bad. You're a handsome man, people want to see you. Move the mic a wee bit that side. Perfect.
Okay, right, we're good. Yeah.
So make a wee bit more out that way. Just towards that's you. Perfect.
Right, okay. Perfect. So then, I've toured a lot of America, a lot of Australia, a lot of, basically, Amitri were around for really big in the 90s. Really, and then by 2002 we kind of stopped doing it, and then had a kind of revival thing in 2014, and now made a new album that got well reviewed and all that, and now it's kind of getting back together.
And your new album, is that the Crooked Timbers project?
Yeah, it's a kind of the way I see it, it's a collaborative project. There's people from all over the world. Now the internet has changed things really. Just I can get in touch with so and so from France or so and so from America. Right. But that that's really there's in Glasgow there's the postcard scene.
Postcard records.
With Edwin Collins and all that, and Alan Horn, I was involved in that. That scene as well. And that's really how I met James Kirk from Orange Juice.
Awesome.
And we're all best mates really. That's how we collaborate.
Now I've seen you've got connections to Hipsway. Well. Hipsway, I can't remember the gent's name, but
Skin.
He lives in Drummoyne, I think, Upper Govan.
Well,
or one of them does.
I'm not. No, I'm not really sure. You know, he's.
Sure.
I've got him a few songs with him. I've got a few songs with Justin Curry. I've got a few songs with Ken McCluskey.
Let me stop you there. Big shout to Ken McCluskey as well. Big shout to all the people you're talking about. Absolute legends in the music community.
Yeah.
Where do you get your? So did you decide one day I want to make an album? Is that what happened?
Yeah, kind of.
Just
as
a solo musician. Was this a lockdown project?
This was kind of lockdown, and
Okay.
I think we've got to really do some. You know, James is just kind of James, and he's my mate that comes round any time. But I've got the real kind of concentration. We've got to do something that's releasable, really, rather than it just sits in your computer.
100%.
You know,
yeah.
a load of people are like that. Like, oh no, I'll do the thing. I'll find a record label. I'll do the
Okay.
yeah, do the
So
artwork.
did you just decide I'm making an album?
Yeah.
And did you? Because I'm a musician myself, and there are lots of
Yeah.
musicians listening, right? And
Mhm.
they obviously want to know your
Yeah.
process. Did you start the music and then think, well, it needs a vocalist?
Well,
And then-
basically, in a way, neither me or James are real singers. You know, he said about me, or us, ain't no Pavarotti. You know, just like you can kind of sing some things, but really,
pop and rock.
yeah, just we can't really. You know, Ken's got a great voice,
Okay,
and
yeah,
really
yeah.
now, I think like Ken fits that song, Skin fits that song,
Okay.
Justin fits that song. You know, that girl fits that song, a jazz singer,
Yeah.
or there's the Scottish opera girl. You know, just like everybody's different, everybody's an individual. You know,
So how have you got all these people's phone numbers or emails? How do you happen to have?
well, in a
have these
way,
connections?
it kind of goes back to a record that James made in 2004 called, which is a great album called "You Can Make It If You Boogie."
Okay.
That everybody kind of collaborated on. You know, Justin sings on it. Teenage Fan Club sing on it. Ken McDermott sings on
Yeah.
it. You know, and I played on it, and you know, it was recorded in what do you call it? Studio in Busby.
Riverside.
Yeah,
Riverside.
yeah, Riverside.
yeah.
Yeah, and then everybody came there to play in his record because he's a kind of famous guy, James, or eccentric, and they loved his songs.
Who's James? What's James's second name?
James Kirk.
James Kirk. Yeah.
You know, the original Orange Juice guy.
Yeah.
And then that I saw this kind of, in a way, just back in 2004, everybody came there, you know, to do something. Oh, now I'll get in touch with you, you know, collaborate in a different way, just because it was kind of lockdown time.
Yeah.
Oh, just like maybe in 2004, people didn't really have emails or ability to record.
Sure.
You know, vocals on top of, you know,
Of
an
course.
instrumental track. Yeah, and it really, it kind of almost came from the lockdown idea that everybody's staring at the computer.
Yeah.
You know, oh right, there's a song come through. You know,
Okay.
that's totally different, and they're thinking that they make themselves, and then they go like, oh yeah, I do that.
It's fascinating, by the way. It's fascinating, Andy. Let's play a song from it right now, so we can get a feel for it and the flavour for it for the listeners too. Tell us about the song you're going to play first, and what song is it?
Right. Well, if it's going with the same idea,
It can be, or I can change it. I've got the album here.
well, I think maybe play, because Smooth and Marble's really catchy and good. Everyone's really catchy and good, but I think play Good Ship. That's Frank Reeder from Trash Can Sinatra's.
Okay.
You know, just he's in America. He's in California.
Did you just send them the file and email? Is that how you doing?
Exactly. Yeah.
Did you send them like an outline of what sort of like emotions?
Well,
and
I
textures
do a kind of guide vocal.
You do
for
guide
it. Yeah, I
vocals,
do
okay.
guide vocals. I'm rubbish, but it's just like you've got the idea.
Okay.
But you do it your own way.
But you, of course, you wouldn't have an artist of these calibre on your tracks
Yeah.
without allowing them to express
And
their
you
artistic.
just think, oh, that
It's-
song fits Frank really, and it's all about well, a girl I know who did Across the Atlantic voyage 20 years ago or something
clever.
like that. Yeah, so it's an
clever.
idea about that, and it's just about him in America, and you know, in a way, kind of right, it matches his idea. But
Let's
yeah,
play the
that,
track. This is Good Ship.
Aye.
A midnight sun and a pale blue dawn now. All my troubles far behind. The known world is in the past now. Come kiss the morning free your mind. The rainbows and outbound journey. Never seen such things as this before. Take your time and take it easy. Make sure these dreams lead to your door. Don't you know you're going on a good ship? Don't you know we're nearly there? Don't you know you're going on a good ship? Don't you know we're nearly there? Cold wind bites when kisses falling. Colored bubbles coming from my mind. A burning sun and pale blue moonlight. Never seen such things as this before. Don't you know you're going on a good ship? Don't you know we're nearly there? Don't you know you're going on a good ship? Don't you know we're nearly there? Take your time and take it easy. Take your time, just make it good. Take your time to take it easy. Take your time, just make it good. Seas the moon, skies are golden, swim on, I give to you. Seas the moon, skies are gold, if they were mine, I'd give to you. Don't you know you're going on a good ship? Don't you know we're nearly there? Don't you know you're going on a good ship? Don't you know we're nearly there?
Wow, that sounded amazing. Big shout out to you for that, Andy. Tell us about that. You had a few local celebrities on that playing.
Well, you know, James plays acoustic on it.
Yeah.
Ian Harvey from Amitri, he plays acoustic on it as well. Chris Dollimull from Amitri, he plays slide on it. Frank Reed obviously sings it. I play piano on it and organ and things. And yeah, everybody's just doing their own thing on the internet, really. exchanging files.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I've got a couple of messages here from some listeners. Big shout out to the listeners who tuned in. Jackie says that you were amazing at the Hydro. What a night that was. Amitri and Simple Minds. Tell us about that, will you?
Simple Minds, just there's a big nostalgia market really for that kind of thing, and Simple Minds are great. They're just mates, really.
Is it the same band though, right? Simple Minds for the 80s band, or is it?
Basically there's Charlie and what's his name? Charlie Burchill and Jim Kerr. Yeah, basically, just they're the real Glasgow, but they're real Glasgow people, really. And then they've got the drummer from America and the whatever. They're great. Actually,
it'd be wrong of me to no shout out my two friends, who both of them were drummers in Simple Minds. First up, Kenny Hislop. Big shout out to Kenny. Yeah. Kenny was also in a band called Slick in mid-Jure. Big shout out to Kenny. And Brian McGee, who was also a drummer in Simple Minds, who was in a band called Propaganda as well.
Right, I don't know him, but Jim McDermott, who plays with Amitri now, he was drummer with Simple Minds, so was Mel Gaynor. Yeah,
they go through drummers a lot then. They must be.
But they're nice guys, and then I think they had this idea of special guests, not support band really idea, really it kind of matches up.
Nice.
Idea.
Kirsty Boy says he used to play football down the pits with the Amitri boys.
With Justin, I'm not a footballer, but
so that would have been Justin. Big shout out to Justin. I don't know what the pits is, to be honest.
I don't really know. Nobody would select me to be in a football team ever. Yeah,
you're a musician. That's your zone. That's your playing field. Is on stage and in the studio. That song was excellent. Tell us about that project. So people, where can people find that project?
Basically, they can. It's called On This Ocean. And the band's called, this project's called Crooked Timbers. I've got a few projects.
Okay.
Yeah, idea. But this is really a collaborative idea. Just like, oh, Justin, can you sing this song? Oh, Frank Reader in America, can you do this one? Ken McCluskey, can you do this one? But it goes wider than that. Now there's a thing called the internet that connects you to any country in America, Australia, Europe. I've got somebody in the Philippines, that I email. Really, I've got, a couple of people in America. Really, it's just like an idea can go further. Really, that's the way I've always seen it. We got the kind of core band people or whatever.
Yep.
Oh, there's Jim McDermott, who's drummed with Kylie and everything.
Yep.
Do a live gig with him and James and Ken and all that. Yeah, but really. When I was on tour with Simple Minds just there in Europe, when I was in Denmark, I met a girl there that I know. There's some people in Glasgow, say like Eddie Reader or something.
Big shout out to Eddie Reader.
Yeah, I know her and all
big
that.
Friend of the station.
Yeah, but really, in other countries like Sweden or something, they've got somebody else. Who's a brilliant singer of that world that we've never heard of in Glasgow.
She's
a younger girl, Sabina Shanturi, that you can find on the internet. And I've got this another idea for Edinburgh Festival.
Nice.
Which is another project about Victorian songs modernised, but Sabina from Sweden sings one of them. It's a multimedia project. But it's now a bit shaky. Exciting. Because things are, or whatever about Edinburgh Festival. But really, they're all kind of ideas. But the basic core thing, in a way, was this Crooked Timbers idea, the first coming up idea. Like, it's really just an expanding network of people. And, MD could be, one song really fits a young girl, whatever, or one song fits a refugee, or whatever, or one song fits, Ken McCluskey, or something that's really about something, or just a jazz singer in Glasgow. Really, just get the right. Really, it really comes down to that.
It's
really,
exciting.
You believe. I can kind of believe me singing the basic idea, but then you send it to the wrong person. I don't believe you. When you hear the thing, and it could just be a girl who's 17.
That's
gets it right.
a couple of things that are dead interesting to me about this conversation. And I wish we could talk on and on, and we could, but we're not going to talk, not going to be able to do it right now. But a couple of things that are dead interesting to me. One interesting thing is how inspired you've been by the internet and accessibility, and that's opened up your creativity. A lot of people see the internet as sometimes challenging. You've embraced it for your creativity.
In a way, the music industry is in a tricky place, really, about getting money from it, that you got to survive. But really, that just collaborating idea, there's Skin from Hipsway. Just there's a song I did with him that I've not kind of got round to finishing. Oh, there's Ashley, who's my friend that plays drums. He plays with Adele.
Okay.
He's away with Tori Amos just now.
He's
busy, but then he can send me from his studio, and he did that whole thing. This is a drum thing. He's played in all the big Hollywood things, but it doesn't take that long, really. In a way, just emailing people or something, or listen. If you're a singer, all it takes is 10 minutes, really, or half an hour or something, or even that idea. If you're a jazz singer, girl, you're in your own place in the south side of Glasgow, and then you listen to what you've done, you get more control now than coming into a studio where there's guys looking at you. Then you can think, this might sound better with a glass of wine or something.
100%, and that brings me to my second thing that's exciting about this conversation. First thing being how well you've embraced the internet, and also the second thing about how well you've embraced tech to make life easier. For everyone, for people in the studio, like you said there, they can be in their own place singing, wee glass of wine, they relax, you get the best performance out of them. It's environmental friendly, they're not getting buses and taxis everywhere.
Well, there was a thing I was thinking about, I remember in lockdown, this song idea, I need a violin player for this. There's a guy I know from the RSNO, Liam, and he's the best violin player I know. I've got the idea for it. It's based on Pachelbel's Canon. He's played a million times in that SNO way, but he'd never recorded it, because in that way there's always somebody doing the microphone kind of adjustment in the orchestra. They're not really used to technology or whatever, or doing it autonomously.
I've seen that.
I was kind of doing it. Just move the microphone closer. You're playing it exactly right, but I can't hear it right.
You were engineering.
Where he was sitting in his own kitchen.
Amazing.
And there was a thing I remember a friend of mine, Cecile O'Dade, said about when he was working for Radio 3 as a kind of researcher producer or something like that. Just in lockdown, right, in real lockdown, you can go into people's houses with a crew with amazing microphones. There's a girl plays lovely violin. Use your iPhone.
There's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, really,
Andy,
and it would work in radio way in that time. Because they get better microphones than they had 10 years ago.
100%.
Yeah, really, that thing you can really, with your good iPhone, you can recognise somebody's voice.
100%.
Yeah.
That's a good point, and I would like to just wrap up a wee bit on that. The tech's what a time to be alive right now in terms of being a creative person, because I remember going to studios and it was 2-inch tape. It was expensive. It was it was costly. It was time consuming. These days you can do more of that with your phone. And what a time to be alive as a creative. So don't let the barriers stop you out there, folks. Don't think you need to go to studios, buy expensive microphones. A good song's a good song, would you? Yeah,
totally. A laptop can do everything.
100%.
That. In the olden days, 16 tracks on the 2-inch tapers. That's it done. No, you can do much more with your laptop now for free.
So I want to finish up, and I want to. We'll continue this conversation another time. Maybe get a deep dive into your career. But I want to finish with one more song today, Andy. And before that, also tell the people about where they can find your music. If you can tell the people that.
Basically, just now, some of it. Say this Tippy track. I've not. I want to do another album, but there's things I think in my kind of way of thinking. There's certain things. Disco is kind of, classical music is good, jazz is good, but somebody can really do a disco thing. There's nobody in Scotland can do it, that I know. But there's a girl in Switzerland, Tina LaBea, that I collaborate with. There's tracks. I think there's got to be something in an album that you go, oh shit, you know, there's all the kind of middle-aged guys or whatever who are great professional, but something that just jumps out at you and really kicks your pants, really.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think an album's got to have that thing, in the way I think.
Definitely.
Ran all mid-paced, minor kind of idea. Right, but basically the on this Ocean album, you can find that on, what do you call that?
Bandcamp.
Yeah, you can find it on Bandcamp and on Spotify.
Okay.
And we did this other record, Broadside Ballads, the Victorian one, which that's at Last Night from Glasgow.
Oh, big shout to them.
Yeah, and Mono.
Yeah, big shout to Mono as well.
Yeah, and on Bandcamp as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's cool. But this Tippy track, there's just too many.
Anyone you want to say a big shout out to before we play the song? Anyone you want to say a mention to? You said Mono. Look, Glasgow's a small musical community, and it's good to see the people getting recognised for the work they do. Andy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, I want to gig at the Panopticon.
Oof. I've never been in it. I've seen it. I want to do things there.
Well, Zan Tyler, she's another. I don't know if you've come across her. No, she's another collaborator. I saw her gig at the Panopticon and I thought, it's got that kind of, there's the Edinburgh Festival idea, but you've got to rehearse in Glasgow somewhere. It's got that kind of theatrical idea of just, Stan Laurel played there and all that, and it's a bit chaotic and all that, and it's not a super modern gig. And I think my ideas would fit in there for some wee gig.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I've got an idea for the Jazz Festival actually in there.
Great.
So I like that. I emailed the girl actually from that talking, because I was at a couple of things in there, and I like the kind of.
Listen, you make it happen. Mm-hmm. Keep us posted. Yeah. If you're doing a gig there, we're all going to be there.
But Tippy sings this. What's that called again? Cool for School. It's really good and poppy in your face, and sometimes she just came around and sang it. She sang a few things of mine. Amazing. But she's got her own band, the Hedrons. Good luck to them. But
big shout to the Hedrons. I know the name. Mm-hmm. Before we finish, Andy, any advice you would give to, like you said, you sort of found your professional music career through a happy accident. Mm-hmm. Any advice to other people that maybe are musicians, but not really had a chance to explore that?
I think a real thing, you use social media or use Facebook or whatever. That's a way Facebook message people.
Get it out there.
That basically, that connection, there's a YouTube thing or something that you've sang. That's basically a lot of what I do right now. It's just like people, young girls or whatever, I can find on YouTube or something, like, and I think like, I'm not sure. All right, I like that. That Andy can basically do. Really, all young people can really upload things, to social media or whatever, and that's basically how you go, like, there's loads of good singers out there that you don't know about. You're
right.
That could be collaborators.
You're right.
That you just know about people through record companies that get marketed. And I can understand, like, you're Taylor Swift or whatever, you had a big career in the thing, or you're Ed Sheeran or something, and you're really great at it. It's not I'm against these things.
Sure, of course not. Of course not.
There's loads of
there's unknown artists who are equally, or maybe some things more talented than the ones who the spotlight's on.
And it's really about how, visibility. Like, at least put something on YouTube. If somebody emails you or something, like, there's that thing on YouTube you can see, there's that thing on whatever. Maybe Facebook ticks over too quickly, or some social. I'm not really familiar with TikTok or whatever, but really about, you can see somebody, you can hear them, and you go, kind of almost like you're a movie director. You're right for that role.
Listen, I did think when you were talking earlier on, I need to finish up this wee bit. Finish in a second. You reminded me of people like Quincy Jones. You know what I mean? The way you're utilising different artists as an instrument, different voices as textures for your songs.
And I'm not kind of, it's got to be my song. I write them because nobody else is writing them. Really. But if you want just an instrumental and go on your own journey with that, hey, I've got that. I've got the best sax player in Scotland. I've got the guy from the Know If You Want violin. I've got a cello player in Chicago. Yeah, he's done a great thing. But I've not written all. I've got loads of other tracks. Yeah.
Come back and talk to us soon about it.
Aye.
We'll keep playing the music, supporting your tunes. Much appreciated for your time today.
Right, thank you.
And tell us about this final song.
Oh, this is Cool for School with Tippy or Yvonne Tipping from the Hedrons, and it's kind of that. She's exactly right for it. She's got that sassy, in-your-face delivery. And there's some people who've got lovely soft voices. That's not her, but I believe her when she does it. Aye.